Let's see a good video we have here. This actually is a quick video I'll highlight. One of the big things that we want to be able to do is show drivers how to proactively do defensive driving. So this video is actually highlighting a driver coming up onto a car that is entering an interstate from an on-ramp, and very quickly seeing that and reducing the speed to create a buffer space that we coach drivers on. So they've got that big buffer, and certain systems like Netrodyne's, we actually are able to reward a driver star. So we award the driver this driver star, saying, hey, you've great defensive driving move, you've created buffer and space from the vehicle in front of you. We want to encourage more of this type of activity, which then positively influences their driver score. Ron, how is your fleet utilizing the Netrodyne Green Zone score?
Well, we use it in a lot of ways. The first thing and the most evident thing is, and you can all see it on LinkedIn. We post them every month. It's our driver champion, and you would be very surprised at how much our drivers want to win the crown. And they get a ball cap. It's embroidered with we just rolled out the new hat for the year, and it's got a wrestling belt. It's a gold wrestling belt. It says AIM on one side. It has the camera provider on the other, and the back it says monthly champion. So we crown a champion along with 2 runners up every month. They get a nice certificate. They get a gift card. It's not a lot of money. It just isn't, but it's the prestige of them wearing that hat into the shop, and the mechanics know who the champ is, and they wear that with a lot of pride. So that's the first thing, and it's really publicly visible. And that positive recognition, it's so powerful. And when you think about how you would train a mouse to learn a maze, you sure don't do it by putting an electrocution behind him. You put the cheese in front of him and he'll go for it. They train the mice with the cheese in front of them, not with pain behind them. So that's what we try to do with our drivers. We recognize the good performance. We give financial incentives to drivers that meet a minimum standard, so that they know at the beginning of the week, if I get score X, and our number is 850 right now, if they get score X, then they're going to be rewarded financially. And every point they get above X is more rewards. It ends up totaling, gosh, I'd have to do the math again. I want to say it's about $1,500 a year that they can accumulate with good scores every week. So it's not a huge incentive, but it matters because they all want to be the best. And we leverage that as well with some spot challenges. If I have 2 drivers that share a terminal, they have the same manager, I'll say, I've got 2 drivers, Barrett and Brenda, and they're both, middling. They're in the middle of the pack in terms of their ranking within our fleet, which they all watch, by the way, on the app, where they stand. We'll pit them against each other. And I'll give a $25 gift card to the manager, and I'll say, whoever wins at the end of the month gets this gift card. And it's Brenda against Barrett, and they're on the phone every day comparing notes and trying to see who can win, and a head-to-head challenge. And we do some things like that. We do some most improved contests here and there, and there's a ton of opportunity. Anything you can do with a score. Think of a golf match, a golf tournament. It's got a ranking, a leaderboard. Anything you can do around a score, you can do with the system, and create some friendly competition and go a little further than just the rankings. But those most improved contests, we always do them post-mortem once the baseline's established, so we don't have anybody sandbagging, so they can be most improved next week. Those things, but the pay really made a difference, and it's $40 a week at the most, so it's not that big of a deal when we weigh the costs of poor performance. It's a minor piece.